Ladies and gentlemen, Imus in the morning.
So I called Stuart Varney at the Man's Hat Shop in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I said, do you know what Dwight Yoakam's hat looks like?
Not Stuart Varney.
Stuart Dunlop.
Right.
Stuart Varney's going to be a guest on the program.
You wouldn't know a cowboy hat if it hit him in the...
Hello, Men's Hats here. Hello. What can I do for you? Hello. Hello.
He said, yes, I do.
Shampoos?
I sent him, this is an exact replica of Dwight's hat.
Oh, come on.
Stetson?
That's all you need.
Good full Stuart.
It looks good.
Anyway, 26 minutes past the hour. It's time for a Bernard McGurk, a Bernie briefing. And here with it is the aforementioned Bernard McGurk. Good morning, Mr. McGurk.
Good morning, Mr. Imus. And Manti Te'o, the Notre Dame dude, the Samoan guy who lied about the girlfriend. Today, Katie Couric interviews him. There is a clip going around. Everybody has it. This is it. Take a listen.
This girl who I committed myself to died on September 12th. Now I get a phone call on December 6th saying that she's alive, and then I'm going to be put on national TV 2 days later, and they ask me about the same question. What would you do?
Now, some further news has leaked out from this interview. He does say that he said that until the December phone call, when he found out that it was a hoax, he said the inspirational story of how he played through the deaths of his beloved grandmother and this girl, Lene, and it led to the Notre Dame National Football Championship game was legit. So he actually experienced all those feelings. In that sense, I guess you can feel for the guy, I guess. But the Daily News has this bombshell revelation. You know the attorney Milton Grimes? He represented Rodney King. He helped him win a multi-million-dollar judgment. Yeah. He says that the voice that this guy Te'o was talking to was actually his friend.
No.
Ronaya Tuiasosopo, the dude, the mastermind, the hoax behind it. He was talking to a guy for all these months. Mastermind. And that's that is the bombshell revelation this morning from the New York Daily News.
Should get that guy to do
I smell an ass whooping coming when these two meet. Grimes also says that Tuiasosopo is seeing a mental health professional right now.
Oh, really?
Let's hope. Yeah. I mean, that's. No way. He was talking to his fake girlfriend was a dude.
Well, was he doing a Robin Tony with a phony voice? Or?
Right. Yeah, let's get him in here.
Exactly
could have been Lou Ruffino.
Let's get him in.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had a really bad car accident.
You look good in those tights yesterday on the field.
Leukemia.
Go Heisman, man. You the Heisman. You do it. Heisman.
How's he going to remember the plays if he's drafted?
Oh, man.
Good luck in the game today.
I love you.
Well, John Elway said, I read somewhere that, that he may answer these questions from the chipmunk, Katie Couric, but he's going to have to answer them 32 more times at the NFL Combine.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because every team's going to say, hey, baby, what's up with you?
And with the 9th pick of the draft, the New York Jets select.
Oh, yeah.
You can just see it now.
Right. It's going to go on forever. Now, on the other major scandal of the week, the Beyonce lip sync scandal.
Yeah.
Here's a couple of reactions, boss, from some of your favorite singers. Here's Smokey Robinson sort of defending Beyonce.
Beyonce is one of our brightest young American stars, man, who is a real patriot. And she's a wonderful young lady, and I love her very much, man. I commend her for having a plan B. Perhaps her voice was not in the best shape. I don't think she was nervous.
And Jennifer Lopez, she says the following on Jon Stewart.
Sometimes it happens when you're in certain stadiums and in certain venues and stuff. They do pre-record things because you're going to have that terrible slap back. And I think Whitney Houston was also recorded.
Yeah, Whitney Houston, 91, as Dagan pointed out yesterday, and was roundly slapped around for. And Steven Tyler, boss. Steven Tyler gave this reaction. Listen.
What do they say? Whatever gets you through the night. You know what? Beyonce is so hot, you can do anything.
There you go. Shocking. You got a pass, baby. But the bombshell.
You might be right, by the way.
The bombshell revelation before we go, boss. Is first of all, Aretha Franklin said everybody uses these tracks, and the music director advised it, and she didn't think there was anything wrong with it, according to Aretha Franklin. But according to the New York Post this morning, I'm going to read to you, boss. You're going to fall out of your chair. Meanwhile, yesterday, White House insiders blamed Senator Chuck Schumer, whose special congressional committee arranged the ceremony, for the public relations disaster that ensued. All those decisions were made by the congressional folks, pointing the finger squarely at the New York Democrat. Another source said Schumer milked the historic occasion for as much personal self-aggrandizement as possible while emceeing the event. Quote, he and his wife were Lord and Lady Schumer, unquote, the source said. So it all comes back to Schmuck Schumer screwed the whole inauguration up, is the bottom line.
Well, here is the most outrageous aspect of all of this is that the Marine Corps band faked it.
Right.
I don't have any problem with Beyonce. I mean, a lot of them do that. But, I mean, she should have, in my view, she should have sung live, I guess. I don't know. But the Marine Corps band.
Right.
I mean, come on, man.
Well, again, Schmuck Schumer at the bottom. He even ended up selling out the Israelis, agreeing to endorse Obama's guy Chuck Hagel just to get this position. Yeah, this is a really disgraceful moment right now.
The only thing he did was he was instrumental in picking Mike Lynn's wine. Other than that, he pretty much screwed the whole thing up. All right,
okay, we'll
32 minutes after the hour here at the Imus Morning Program. Happy birthday to Neil Diamond. And here's Fat Elvis. Morning, Fat.
Morning, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to sit right down and give myself a lap dance and make believe it came from you. Rubbing against your bottom. Whoops, there goes my scrotum. Yeah, man. I don't know much about art, but I know what I like. And it's a glitter-gilded girly girl grinding on my gonads. And now, an upstate exotic dance club's trying to make lap dancing a tax-exempt artistic endeavor. But there's still some non-believers who don't maintain it don't qualify as an art because it ain't choreographed. Well, it may not be Bob Fosse or Martha Graham, but there is a certain amount of talent and skill required because these ladies are doing the mambo on your man purse. One bad move and you're going from Caruso to Castrati. I mean, if the textbook definition of art is a superior skill that you can learn by practice and observation and the creation of beautiful, significant things, then that princess on the pole is the Pablo Picasso of pulchritude. That bimbo may not be a Bolshoi ballerina, but what she can do for just a dollar bill tucked under her G-string is a beautiful thing that evokes something pretty damn significant, if you ask me. And I think that qualifies for a deduction. Well, I don't think I'll be taking you home, but can you change a 10 for me? Oh, darling, how about a lap dance for free?
With Bigfoot about Dwight Yoakam was here the other day. Let's play something from Dwight Yoakam coming up, Lou, by the way. All right. And so I was telling Dwight about Stuart Dunlop out at the Man's Hat Shop in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Well, I've been buying hats there since 1975. 75. When his dad used to run the place. And there are, I know there are guys around the country who can block hats. And Lyle Lovett has a guy in Houston who can do it. But Stuart is far. I said Dwight said, can he do a hat like mine? I said, in a heartbeat.
Oh, come on.
In a heartbeat. So I just called Stuart.
Look at
that.
He
did. Look at this.
Wow.
I mean, this is so right on. It's a Stetson. It's Dwight Yoakam. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So,
for all those.
I used to wear my hats like this. Then I don't know. I think Tyler Grassley got me to wearing something else. He's
you guys are twins.
Kid out in New Mexico. So. Well, I'm just not. What difference does it make? It works great on the radio for you, doesn't it?
Oh, imagine the mental pictures people are forming now.
I have direct TV in my horse trailer.
Of course.
Sweet.
Who doesn't? Huh?
Maybe you can get it on demand.
Yeah. Watch some of it online later or something like that.
You sleep with the horses?
No. Well, it's all those. A lot of people make these trailers. Bloomer makes the one I'm in. It's like Levin's living quarters. It has a kitchen, a shower, bathroom.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bedroom. Oh, no, they're great. And then behind them's the horses.
Perfect.
Oh, that's quite a love life you have there.
Well, no, not hosing the horses, you moron. What's the matter with you?
You're a sicko.
You couldn't get him in the shower.
Exactly.
16 after the. Doesn't Irsay, the guy in the Colts, look like he's making porno movies in his garage? I mean, doesn't he look like the quintessential? Have you seen him, Dagan?
No.
Hey, Bigfoot, get a shot when you can of what's his name? Robert?
Jim Irsay.
Jim Irsay?
Yep. Yeah.
I guarantee you, see, he's every purveyor of porn you've ever seen. Just think of a guy who produces porn movies. Just imagine in your head what they look like, even if you've never seen Jim Irsay. There he is. Huh?
That's him.
Is that him?
A little wider, honey. A little wider.
Looking good.
Yeah,
That's
why
all
not
right.
five if you get on a pile?
I like it.
That's
Okay,
great.
bring the fluffer in
Could you
now.
moan some more?
That's good.
No, come on here.
Let's bring 3 more in here.
Get up on the tractor, will you?
Oh, man.
So you want to go out with some laughs?
Sure. Why not?
You know that comedian Anthony Chiseldick? He was on with Jay Leno a couple of weeks ago. He had a new HBO Comedy Central special. Anyway, very funny guy, and he did some jokes on Leno's show. And here's 3 of them. Take a listen.
I had to go to Catholic school when I was a kid. Hated Catholic school. The nuns were vicious. They would hit me with a ruler, slap me in the face, anything to defend themselves. Yeah, being a comedian, I think, is a great job, better than a lot of other jobs. You know, like my Uncle John runs a summer camp for kids about to get molested. Yeah, it sounds awful, but he loves it. One thing I've never understood is the foot fetish. Never understood it. Like, I went on a date with a girl once where we went hiking, her idea. And while we're hiking, she gets bit by a snake in between 2 toes, and I had to suck out the poison. So she's dead.
My boy is funny.
20 minutes. Good morning, Carli.
Good morning.
What do you got?
All right, this first one here says, yo, I-Man, can Dagan McDowell get any hotter? I think not. That sweet thing lights up each morning. Thank you for that and your drop to the floor in laughter program. And that's from Dave Pierce from Henderson, North Carolina.
I'd like to send you down to see Dave Dagan.
Whose pants are dropped to the floor, apparently.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, my God. Did he really write thing as opposed to thing in the email?
Sweet thing.
Yes, he did.
Oh, yes,
Of course he did.
What else?
This next one is from John Schieffer from Grand Rapids, Michigan. And he says, you and Cavett are my 2 favorite radio and TV men. You're as different as beer and wine, but it does my heart something good to see you both together. It doesn't surprise me that you hit it off.
Oh, man, you're reading way too much into talking to people on a phone on a program. Yeah. Butt out there in Grand Rapids. One more.
All right, and this one's from E. Mural from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And he says, Father Jonathan has to be one of your most engaging guests. You should have him on the show for 2 or 3 blocks at a time. By the way, you are the best interviewer ever.
I'm sucking up to me and trying to suck up to God by getting Jonathan Morris on more.
Trying to get a slot in heaven.
Well, you're phony. Come on. Time for a Bernie briefing. And here with that is Bernard McGurk at 26 after the hour. Good morning, Mr. McGurk.
Good morning, Mr. Imus. This is from Reuters, Chief. I'm going to read here. Witnessing friends' vacations, love lives, and work successes on Facebook can cause envy and trigger feelings of misery and loneliness, according to German researchers. That's one German university researcher said. We were surprised by how many people have a negative experience from Facebook with envy, leaving them lonely, frustrated, or angry. They went on to say that vacation photos were the biggest cause of resentment, with more than half of envy incidents triggered by holiday pictures, and social interaction was the second most common cause of envy, as users could compare how many birthday greetings they received to those of their Facebook friends and how many likes or comments were made on photos and postings.
Oh, God.
What a bunch of losers.
This is nonsense.
People aged in their mid-30s were most likely to envy family happiness, while women were more likely to envy physical attractiveness.
And by the way, the people who post all the happy things on Facebook are undoubtedly the most miserable
No
people
question
in the world.
about it. They have the biggest problem. But not only does it bum you out, it's just a complete, massive waste of your time.
Yep.
So
losers.
It's so dumb.
And now
come on, man.
This is from the BBC News, boss, trying to make my peeps look bad, no doubt.
Yeah.
Lawmakers in County Kerry, Ireland, have passed a law that would make it legal to drive drunk in rural areas. These County Kerry councillors, they would allow police to issue permits overriding the legal limit, essentially drunk driving permits. This councillor, Danny Healy-Ray, who proposed the motion, said it would apply to older people who are being isolated now at home, and a lot of them are falling into depression. And let's hope they're not on Facebook also. But
he's a good boy, Daddy. I know him. He's good.
this Healy Ray went on to tell the BBC that he thought people could apply for the permits. They're living in isolated rural areas where there's no public transport. They end up at home looking at the four walls night in and night out because they don't want to take the risk of losing their license. And all the wisdom and wit and all the culture that they had, the music and the singing, that's all being lost to the younger generation because these older people might as well be living in Japan or Jerusalem because the younger generation don't see them at all anymore, quote unquote.
I ain't staying home looking at the four walls like an Egypt. He's stupid.
I'm all for this, by the way. But listen, this is the kicker, boss, right here. The motion was passed earlier this week, Monday afternoon, by 5 votes to 3 with 7 abstentions. 12 counselors were absent for the vote, which took place towards the end of a long meeting.
They were drunk.
They couldn't take the chance of driving to the city council joint or whatever the hell.
Mary Claire, where are my keys, Mary? Mary, my keys right now. I'm going down.
What else?
Well, let's go out with a couple of laughs with your favorite late night guy. I know, not really. Conan O'Brien.
What's also going on? China's in the news. I don't know if you heard this. A new report says obesity rates are climbing among the young people of China. Yeah. All right, Chinese students, beating the U.S. in math and science. That's one thing. But now it's personal, okay? This is what we do, right? For 49 cents, McDonald's is giving customers the option to add bacon to any order. Yeah. Not to be outdone, Olive Garden announced that for 50 cents, they will add Italian food to any order.
That was a shot.
You know, I still haven't eaten at the Olive Garden in Huntsville, Texas.
Oh, really?
Because the lines are too long, right?
Well, no, because everybody I talk to who has say that it is awful.
Pretty rough, yeah.
And it's almost like eating packing material, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Out of that sweatshirt you got from, Nike or whatever.
Give it a try, though.
Apparently there's some jobs numbers out here with them. Well, real men don't cry, so I might not but real men cry about certain things.
Yeah, that's true.
But not by losing a tennis match. That's
that was his life.
Oh, my
his
God.
His life crumbled before
Good.
everybody dies.
We're happy it crumbled. Do you have any emails?
I'm working on gathering some right now. I'll send you a list.
All right, Lou Rufino's here this morning, so Bernard McGurk and Dagan McDowell mentioned her. Got the crazy carpet, roll that out, and the girl's on it. So
clearly, I have a shot at Carli because she obviously likes women and only women.
Nice.
Whoa.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Could you repeat that?
What did you what?
When she likes men who cry, she might as well just like women.
Well, that doesn't mean that Carly's a lesbian.
No, but I'm saying that men who
Not that there's
cry.
anything wrong with that, by the way.
No, of course not.
No, there's nothing. But okay, Pete, my boyfriend.
Yeah, would be kind of.
I'm
well,
just
I don't know whether he'd be that upset or not.
I don't think he'd be upset.
If you're a dude who's, if you're into dudes who cry, you might as well just go with the ovaries. That's all I'm saying.
This is so wrong on so many levels.
How do we get into this?
7 minutes after the hour.
She is beyond explanation.
And to see a former coach like Jon Gruden, who I actually kind of like. You've seen this? I mean, he's such a kiss ass. It's actually makes you it makes your toes hurt.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot. So, usually it's your hair, but
when it's the toes, it's serious.
Your toes start aching because somebody repulses you with something they're doing on your TV. It's just not good. So,
sideline reporters, you're so right about that.
And, anyway, thank you, Godfather. I mean, some of them where there's no point naming any of them.
No.
And I'll tell you why there's not.
Right.
Now, ordinarily, remember, there was a time I would have. And that was just be a schmuck to do that.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that.
Come a long way.
Yeah. So, no, because it's, you know what it goes back to? It goes back to picking on people who don't deserve it. That's one.
Sure.
And don't have a means to defend themselves, too. And who cares? But I've made my point without making anybody feel bad. Other than, I mean, they all know who they are, so they can deal with that.
Very subtle, man. Very subtle.
You sound crazy.
Well done.
I do sound like an absolute lunatic.
Just
Honey?
out of your mind, man. This is a psycho.
Fill in the blanks.
You know what happens to me? I sometimes wonder if how much that acid after had any effect on me. I'm sure it did.
What, the one that was thrown on you or the one you ingested?
You son of a bitch. Like the Like sometimes when I'm driving, things get all fuzzy, and then.
Oh, great.
Oh, that's great.
Thank God for OnStar. Jesus.
I'm going to pick up the kids at the airport.
Look out, Texas.
Good thing we're not retesting anybody.
If you look at all the restaurant chains, you got Mickey D's, which is the biggest.
Yeah, of course.
Top.
Yeah.
But number 2 now is Subway, according to Technomic. Number 3, Starbucks, which means maybe we're getting a little bit healthier.
When we're out on the road, which we are a lot, like in Huntsville, Texas, my wife says to me, we go to the Starbucks in Westport, Connecticut this weekend, and then we go to the Starbucks in Huntsville, Texas all the time. And she says the people at the Starbucks in Huntsville, Texas are a lot more friendly than the yuppie skunks at the one in Westport. I said, well, of course they are. Right. I mean, of course they are. So, and Subway, we eat at Subway all the time.
Really?
Yeah, because you can get all veggie. Oh, yeah, so.
You might get a little something extra, by the way, in your coffee this weekend in Westport after that comment.
Let me tell you what the people in Westport can do. They can kiss my ass. How does that sound?
Hey, take that, huh?
Now what? Now what? So thank you, Dagan.
Is that before or after they urinate in your latte?
Well, I'm convinced that you were peeing in my coffee for years. So.
Oh, I'll confirm it for you.